Strugglers, I cannot believe it. We got the Tommy Knowlton on the channel today. Tommy is the guy from the Deal or No Deal video that I just made. He reached out to me. He wanted to give me all the dirty details of the entire Deal or No Deal process. And of course I said yes. We talked for a long time. We went over a lot of stuff. He talks about the casting process. He goes over whether or not he was in on that car thing. And he told me how he was almost on another reality show after Deal or No Deal. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, strap yourselves in because Tommy is amazing. He's a joy to listen to, and I think you're going to really like this interview. The thing that I was most surprised by because you left that comment on the video, was that you said that you were already subscribed to my channel, which I think is awesome.
Yes. You were doing something about the Disney games, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll look at this. And then another video of yours popped up, and you were kind of interesting. So I'm like, I'll subscribe to him. And then I watched the video where you did your own game show with your family.
Yeah.
I seen you were a fan of Deal or No Deal, and you tried out yourself. And I'm like, I should say something to him. You know what? He's got probably so many people who talked it. He don't care about me, the little old Tommy.
Dude, I care about Tommy.
Months later, I literally jump on my YouTube app and I see a thumbnail of myself, and it's Scott Kramer. I'm like, what? Okay, now I am gonna message him.
Yeah, dude. So I gotta say, because I've been on the other end of that, where I log on and I see my face on a video, and my initial thought is like, oh no, this is gonna be bad. Was that how you felt?
If I didn't know who you are, yeah, of course.
Sure.
But I knew who you were, so I felt comfortable knowing that I wasn't gonna get bashed.
That's so sweet of you to say. So, okay, since you brought up the video that I did about Deal or No Deal, I want to know about when you went through the casting process, because you were on in 2008, I think, right?
My mom heard that there was going to be open casting auditions, and this was in 2007, actually.
Okay.
She's like, hey, you want to go try out with me? I'm like, no. I work every other weekend. I ain't taking my one Saturday off and going and waiting in line.
Sure.
Not my thing. That night before, I went with my best friend Tim. He was on the show with me. We went to a bar, and Wee Man from the TV show Jackass was actually at the bar. We ended up talking to him. I ended up riding the bull with him, a mechanical bull with him.
Nice.
Ended up in his VIP section. He's like, what do you plan on doing this weekend? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. There's these Deal or No Deal auditions tomorrow. And he's like, the Case game? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, man, you got to do it. Do it for me, man. Just go try out just for me, man. And I call my mom. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, did you still want to do these Deal or No Deal auditions? Now I get seen about 8 o'clock is when all the production team actually shows up in a big Deal or No Deal bus. And we've been standing out on the line. We were actually about 3,000 in line when we showed up at like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Ooh, at 3 or 4 in the morning, there were that many people there already?
We thought we were going to be smart, be first in line. It was cold. It was about 40 degrees, even though it was early May. And people kept leaving the line. So by the time that morning got there, about 8 or 9, we were probably about 1,500, 2,000 in line. Casting process was a little piece of paper, almost like just a job application. Who you are, what do you do, blah, blah, blah. Then you come up to a table, 5 people. You have 20 seconds to say why you should be on the show. You don't get to practice. You don't get to do nothing.
Yeah, that stresses me out.
And I'm like, my name is Tommy Knowlton. I'm 23 years old. I work at William Beaumont Hospital. Best hospital in the world. Woo! My name is Tommy 2 Liter because I can take a 2 liter of pop and chug it in 15 seconds. They're like, you, next table. I'm like, sweet. I move on to the next table. Then they're asking me what I would do with the money and things, just little things like that. It was a whirlwind, so there's little pieces that I forget. But it was like, I said, well, you know what? I'd probably buy a new car. I'd probably go to school. Cool. We're going to bring you over to this room. Go ahead and sit here and wait. And I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting there and waiting, and a production assistant comes in. She sits down. She says, well, you're roughly around 2,800 in line now, and you're the first one to make it into this room. How does that feel? I'm like, pretty good, I'm guessing, from the way you came into the room. And she's like, yeah. She hands me a booklet about this thick. She says, I need you to fill this out. We're going to be in town till Monday. You're going to come back. We're going to film a show on Monday. It's going to be bare bones. We want you to go ahead and we're going to have you play the game. We want to know how you do under pressure. We want to see how you play the game. Do you understand the rules?
Mm-hmm.
Bring people that you want with you on the
Yeah.
show,
Yep.
and we're gonna do a rough game.
I did that too in mine. And mine was all virtual, but I did the same type of
Okay,
thing.
they want you to draw a self portrait of yourself. So I drew a big, huge hill and a tiny little circle on top, and a little stick hand just waving. I had to write a poem or a rap about myself.
Oh, wait,
Uh,
they specifically asked you to write a rap about yourself?
yes.
What in the
So
world?
I was trying to think of something, and Tim, he's pretty witty, and he's like, there's that song by Fort Minor, Remember the Name, that's pretty popular. So he came up within like 30 seconds. He's like, this is what you need to do. You're 5% muscle, 50% fat, so big your head won't even fit in a hat. You're 5% cool, 50% lame, but 100% sure they're going to remember your name.
That's good. That's good. Also, your friend kind of roasted you a little bit. I mean, what the heck, dude?
Oh, yeah. He will defend me, and he will lay his life out on the line for me. There is no YouTube comment that can be as mean as my best friend.
Now, you know what? You got to have people like that in your life. That's good stuff.
When I shoot the show, like on that Monday, picked case 7, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the $1 million, and I settled at $280,000.
Okay.
They're like, wow, that was exciting. We had a good time. Hopefully you'll hear something from us. And I'm like, okay, sweet. Dude, it was 14 months.
Oh.
I didn't hear anything. After like 2 or 3 weeks, I thought it was out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Didn't even think about it. I am upstairs. My phone is downstairs because at that time we didn't keep our phones, at our hips
Right.
in 2007, 2008. And I hear my phone. I'm like, I'm too lazy to go downstairs. I listen to voicemail. It's like, hi, this is Allie from Deal or No Deal, Lock and Key Productions. Still want to know if you're interested in being a contestant on the show. If you can give me a call back. I lost my mind. It was like 1 a.m. in the morning.
Wow.
Here, I'm waking my parents up and like, you'll never believe what just happened. Don't know how far you made in the process, but this was very, not, I won't say intrusive, but they just want to make sure you who you say you are.
Yep, sure.
So they took, I would say, roughly 25, at least 25 numbers of friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
They asked them what my biggest pet peeves were, what my big things were that I'm good at, some funny stories about me. And that's where the whole ladies man thing came up from. They won't let me know what any of the people say. They literally, if the person lived in the house, they had them sequester in a room or go somewhere else. I was not allowed to hear the conversation.
Uh-huh.
Now, here was the big thing that they had me do. I had to write a biography of myself for Howie Mandel. They wanted at least 10 pages, and I had to write it in the third person.
To break it down to what the show is, right? You're like picking cases and eliminating money, and why the hell are they having you do so many things?
I didn't even know where to start. They're like, yeah, you have 2 weeks to get this done. Another thing, they wanted pictures of my teeth and my family's teeth. They had us open our mouths, take pictures of our teeth.
You're saying things, Tommy, that never in a million years would have even crossed my mind.
So when you get out to California, they pay for everything. Here, you're arriving on Tuesday. We plan on shooting you Thursday, and we'll send you home on Saturday. I met all the production assistant. I met the creator of the show, and they were basically telling you all the rules, and the Richard Hatch rule, which was pay your taxes.
So when I know this might feel like I'm jumping ahead, but you win the amount of money that you win. Do they give you that amount and then you do with it? You have to deal with all the taxes and stuff, or do they give you like a tax deducted amount?
Halfway. They took state off the top for California, but I was responsible for federal. Since I won $448,000, they even put a letter there with you. You have been awarded $448,000, and we have withheld $32,000. So my check was $416 for state California tax. You were responsible for federal, blah blah blah. When that came around, it was about another I think it was about 132,000, 133.
Oh,
so after all said and done, I cleared about 280.
Which crazy that you say that, because isn't that about what you said you walked away with in the mock game?
Yes.
Oh, hey, look at this.
So they get me there at probably 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. Dude, I was I was like the president. It was so cool. They had me in the green room. They had my family. Anything I needed. I'm like, it's early in the morning. Can I get a Red Bull? Sure. And they hit him on the mic. Can we get Red Bull to Mr. Knowlton's green room, please? And like Red Bull would show up within like 30 seconds.
Oh my
Like,
God.
dude.
Can I get a Tito's cranberry? Can I get a couple of Fireball shooters in here? Like, what are we doing? Let's get crazy.
This is what they came to tell me. One, we want you to mention about how your mom is in remission of cancer. And that how you planned on buying them a house after. And I said, okay. Second thing we want to do. We want you to mention how you want to be. What do you want to be? I said, a physician assistant. They may not come across really good with the people. They may not understand what a physician assistant is. So just say a doctor in the ER. And I said, okay. And then they said, we wanted you to say that you're a ladies' man. And I'm like, what? We want to say that you're a self-proclaimed ladies' man. I'm like, well, I'm not self-proclaimed.
Yeah, exactly. You're not the one that said that.
And then they said, now you had mentioned how you have a truck. It's a V10. It's killing you on gas. We want you to say that you're wanting to get a fuel-efficient vehicle.
I know where this is going, Tommy.
Don't speak to any of the models. If you see Howie, you're not allowed to speak to them before. You don't want to give the optics that you're fraternizing with them before.
Sure, yeah.
After, total different story, but can't speak to them. Well, lo and behold, guess what happens? I'm going up the elevators or whatever. I get broken off with my family. So it's me and my mom, and we catch the next elevator. Sarah is in the elevator.
Let's go, Sarah.
My mom, being flighty, not paying attention to what's going on, nor does she think the rules ever apply to her.
Classic mom.
Oh my God, you are so beautiful. Sarah's just back there. Oh, thank you. Just being kind and like, please stop talking to me. I can't. You're going to get me kicked off before I even start. Like, then they take me out to play a fake game again.
Oh, wow. Holy smokes. They do a lot of that.
I can't remember what case I did, but I dealed at $330,000 and I had the $1 million case again.
Dude, so up to this point, you're 2 for 2 on $1 million cases.
I'm 2 for 2 on the $1 million case.
Jeez, man.
Now I go back to my dressing room and the final touches are they put sandpaper on the bottom of my shoes so I don't slide and slip. They put maxi pads on the inside of my armpits so if I raise my arms, there's no sweat marks.
Sure. They think of everything.
They put tape on my belt buckle so my belt buckle would stay in the middle of my pants at all times. If I remember right, they started out the season adding $1 million case every episode. And I was the 5th episode, so I had 5 $1 million cases.
So did you know that was going to be what they were doing before you started shooting? Or was it like you learned?
I had no idea of anything. We're going to go take you outside because we have some things that we need to take care of on the show that you can't hear. And that was to let the audience know that there was $1 million mission. So they had me actually outside of the lot. I was out in the sun.
In the parking
lot.
Out
in the sun, out in the studio lot. It's going to be loud. You're going to have a hard time hearing. Just be prepared. Dude, it was so loud. I did not anticipate how loud it was. I literally was screaming like this the whole episode just to be able to hear him.
So is it just that the crowd is going nuts the whole time, or
crowd is going nuts, dude. Crowd is going nuts. I had in my brain, I'm born on June 16th. 16 was my case. That's what I was going to pick. Right at the last second, I was going like 18. It'll literally 18 right at the last second. Then we start going first mill. I'm like, oh, of course. And that going to be my luck is that how the game's going to go. At this moment, does not even feel real. It really, I can't even tell you that it feels like you're almost at like a carnival.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Okay, yeah, like I'm really on TV right now. Like I'm just
yeah.
having fun with my friends, and this is just another.
Well, so when you're doing all this, does it feel like it's going fast, or does it feel like it's taking like this is the longest hour of your life?
It's going fast, and then things start to slow down a little bit because they take breaks. So like when they do, let's open 6 cases, you only open 3. And then they take a break, and then they'll go and polish the cases, and they'll Swiffer the stage, put music on, and then the crowd starts getting up and dancing. Like it's Ellen's show.
I was going to say, it's like Ellen.
Yeah, and literally, I was Ellen. I was going through the crowd, high-fiving people and dancing. Here's the thing about Howie. We're touching him. He don't like the hand-to-hand contact, but he doesn't mind actually touching. So I said to him, listen, dude, I'm going to be honest. People told me I should pick you up. So I think if I knock a penny off the board, I'm probably just going to grab you and whip you around. And he's like, you think you can pick me up? I'm like, yeah, I can pick you up.
Yeah,
and he's
Howie,
like, okay. Later in the show, as you know, I knock off the penny. I grabbed him and swung him around. He made a comment on the show, but like on the break, he's like, whoa, I did not expect to be swung around like that. Now, right before the car incident or whatever you want to call it, what everybody's want to know, did I know anything prior? I had no idea.
That's crazy.
No idea. I had honestly already sat in a smart car at the North American International Auto Show.
Oh, so like completely unrelated.
Completely unrelated. I've been big all my life, so I've kind of learned to not embrace it, but just, there ain't nothing you're going to say online. There ain't no comment you're going to say. I ain't already heard. So when they brought out, can you fit in this car? It honestly didn't even occur to me that it was technically bullying. Yeah, you know.
You're just too nice of a guy. You're just too sweet.
It really did not even click with me. It was not until my show actually aired, my friends, they're like, whoa, that's kind of wrong. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Hey, can Fatty fit in a small vehicle? Hey, we'll get into it. Fatty can fit in this. And I'm like, you're kind of right. I never even thought of it that way. Now, they were giving me money. So I mean, it's, you know,
that's the tale as old as time. So when they brought that thing out and you're seeing it for the first time and you're laughing, you know, it's like you're all kind of playing along or whatever.
But honestly, I was not in on the joke. And I'm not going to change my morality or anything for money, but it was like, okay, I can go on the internet and someone make fun of me for being fat, or you can give me a car and call me fat. I'll take the car and be called fat. It's going to happen anyways.
Do they actually give you the car then, or is it like part of a advertisement promo thing, and then maybe like they add cash to your prize money? Like, how did that work?
I get the car.
You got the car.
Yeah. So after I picked Sarah, they did offer her to be down with me, which was awesome. I think she was nervous. I think you picked up, like, how dare they make her do that?
I know, yeah. And if you weren't in on it, and it was just like coincidence that you had picked her and she was with your family, I feel like they probably threw her into that at the last second as well.
Yes, because I don't think they had her planned on her presenting the car, because it just so happened that I deleted her off the stage.
Right. It was perfect timing.
I'd already knew that I could get in the car.
Right.
From being already testing it.
Yeah.
But someone picked up on there, like, oh, they knew he could fit into it because they moved the seats back and stuff. I even asked in the break, am I allowed to move the seats back? They're like, we'll make sure they're back for you.
Sure. Because so they didn't want you to not be able to do it. Like, obviously they wanted you to be able to do it. They
wanted to give the car to me. It wasn't like, oh, I hope Fanny can't fit in. Like,
so messed up if that was their plan, dude.
That aired in October, but I taped it in July. Roughly about August, I get a call from Smart. It is made to order. What color do you want? Ooh, should I go with what I actually want on the show? Or can I pick any color I want? They're like, we'll send a booklet out if you want and you can pick. And I'm like, and I went all black. I went black with the black trim, black inside. So I went to pick it up at their corporate office, and I met the president of Smart and all this stuff, and they took pictures with me. And now this is all hearsay, but from what I understand, I was told by Smart this was Howie's idea. Howie bought a Smart car and loved the car so much that he had the idea to do this for me.
That's for you. For you or to you, Tommy. I wonder if he got a little kickback, you know? They give Howie a little check for that.
Yeah, he may have. So I took the cash and ran. And soon as I hit that button, I wanted to stop what I did and I wanted to keep playing, but I knew it was final.
Mhm.
I regretted my decision as soon as I did it because I should have just kept with my gut and not my brain. But of course, they make you play it out.
And it's tough because as you're playing it out, you want it to be bad. It's so funny because your
you
mind
wanted to be like,
changes.
you wanted like, yes, I did the right thing. You know?
But you're just like knocking it out of the park. It's like, oh no!
Yeah.
Every time you're right.
And I started the game so crappy. To be honest
It
with
was
you,
a tough start.
I knocked out a million my first case, and then if I had this right, I think in my first 7 or 8 cases, I knocked out 3 millions.
Dude, so the first mock game you played, you picked the million. The second mock game you played, you picked the million. The third real game, you picked the million, and then the next case, you also picked the million. You were 4 for 4, dude.
And you want to know something weird? The original case that I was going to pick, 16, had the million.
Are you freaking Nostradamus? Like, what is this, dude?
So they told me when it was going to air. October 3rd was when it was going to air. So I called Buffalo Wild Wings and I said, hey, I'm going to be on TV. I need a party. I need seating for a lot of people, and I'm going to be on TV, and I want you to put my show on TV. They put all the TVs on my show. There was a Red Wings game on, so for people who wanted to watch the Red Wings game, they put it on in just the bar area. Well, there was screaming, celebrating, all this stuff going on. So the people in the bar area were wanting to know what was going on. So then we told them what was going on. So they ended up flipping the TVs on. So every TV in Buffalo Wild Wings had my show playing.
That's awesome, dude.
And then I bought a house. I went ahead and bought the house for my parents. I lived with them for a while until I ended up getting married. Now I have my own place with my wife. And then, of course, it's still technically my house, you know.
And you're gonna kick them out.
My parents live there. It's their house. I gave my tithe to my church, 10%. I always had wanted a Chrysler 300C. So I bought a Chrysler 300C.
So you had 2 cars now.
I had 3. I had the smart car, my non-fuel efficient truck.
That's right.
And then I had my 300C. After driving my smart car for, say, 4 years, I bought a motorcycle, sold it. Sold my smart car, and I would be lying if I didn't tell you I partied.
Yeah, dude.
I did party.
You got to party, dude.
And I did party. Because everybody's like, "Oh, you didn't do anything fun." Yeah, there was some nights of debauchery. I'm not gonna lie.
Tommy 2-liter. He's got to party.
I just sat down like, what do I really actually enjoy? And I enjoy doing things with computers. And I started working in the Apple store. And I worked there for about 1.5 years, 2 years, and it got me open door to work for IT.
Wow.
So now I work IT.
Very cool. So this has been in the last like 15 years. You've been doing IT stuff.
I started IT. Started in 2015. So for about 9 years, I'm IT now. Going on that show, I think I had $130 on me. And a couple hundred in the bank. I really didn't have that much going on, you know. Oh, people do ask me about my weight. So, weight when I was on the show, I was probably close to 5 bills.
You must be tall. Are you pretty tall?
Yeah, I'm like 6'3", and now I am currently down to about 450.
All right.
So I'm about 50 lower than you probably seen me on TV. But I am 150 down from my biggest.
Wow. Well, that's awesome. And you got this nice
and a ball beard. Now.
Bald head, big, beautiful beard. I also love your glasses. Those are sick. When you first answered the call just now, I almost didn't recognize you. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
The beard, the hat, everything. I was like, whoa. I'm sure there were points at time, like shortly after the show aired, that people knew who you were because you're definitely a recognizable guy.
Dude, it was crazy, especially when you drive the smart car.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, that's the package.
Every time my show aired, I would be getting friend requests on Facebook. Like, 15 friend requests. My show must have aired. So a production assistant from the show knew that I struggled with my weight. They called me and they wanted to know whether I would be interested in Biggest Loser.
No way.
And I'm like, absolutely. I've actually tried out for Biggest Loser after how good my Deal or No Deal stint went. They're like, yeah, I seen your name and I work for Biggest Loser now.
Wow.
And I'm like, I have to get a hold of you. They're like, we're doing teams. So I know your mom was big. Was she interested? I said, yes. We get flown out to California. 27 teams. And they're deleting down to 12. And so as we go through, and then we meet with NBC, and then we had to meet with NBC for last time. 3 teams left. They asked the other 11 teams, who do you think should be the remaining team? We had about 7 people say me and my mom. We go back. We see another team leave. We're like, oh my God, it's me, this other team. We're so excited. We're getting ready to be on the show. We get a knock at the door. I open the door to our hotel room, and I could tell by her countenance on her face. I said, we didn't make it, did we? And she says, no, we're sending you home.
Oh, man.
And I say, can I ask why? The other team was twin cops, and they wanted to visit that story.
Yeah. Dang, man.
And then most recently, I got a call from Deal or No Deal Island.
No, you did not. Let's go, Tommy.
I swear.
Well, I mean, to be fair, your episode of Deal or No Deal has got to be like one of the coolest episodes.
Hey, Tommy. My name is Cassie. I'm a casting producer for a new Deal or No Deal show. I'd like to chat. So then she went through and gave me what the basis of the show was. From what she told me what the show was, I knew I physically was not going to be able to do what they were going to want me to do.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
And at this time, I thought about the car. I'm not going on to be, haha, funny fat man got stuck in the mud. As much as I would love to be on the show, I knew what I can't do and what I can do. That's really the show in a nutshell. I mean, I'm sure there's so many questions that people have that I did not even cover.
Well, you did a perfect job. I had like a little list of things that I wanted to know about, and you literally touched on every single one of them. So you did a very good job of covering everything. And there was a bunch of stuff that I never would have even thought to ask too. So I think this is great. I'm very glad that you were willing to sit down and chat about it.
Like I said, I respect your channel. I respect you.
Well, dude, I appreciate that so much. You are the best. Honestly, I understand why they chose you to be on the show. You're such a personable dude, easy to talk to. So I'm very happy for you. I know everybody else is very happy for you too. And I'm sure that we're gonna get a good Tommy. I would have bought a house up on the hills down in LA. But now I just can't do that. No, I just can't do that.